Okay, so you know, I'm thinking about politics here, and that's usually the eventuality of any public figure. Is that if you want something to change, you have to rise to your position of competence in this aspect, right? And my understanding of leadership is from boots on the ground, and the same way with aviation, and from being an artist. I don't want to be a gangster, okay? I don't want to be a criminal. I want to be as honest and transparent about who I am to the people that support me. Right now on Instagram, I have 612 followers at the moment, and that's pretty amazing for someone that has just been using grassroots tactics and organization, right? Just by using hashtags and continuous production of creative efforts, because it takes an ingenious mind to picking up the cookie crumbs here to adapt and overcome. Using my military training from cadets. Again, you have to respect cadets. We need to respect those young people that are motivated enough to go through youth leadership programs. The same as with Cubs and Scouts, the Navy League, Brownies, even. In their old form, not in their post transgender, post transtrender nature. Post intersectional feminist interpretations. The same with all the education system. This has been an absolute disaster for North America, and we're all guilty, but for allowing it to happen. In all the people that didn't speak up against it when it was happening, myself included. But I wanted to try and keep my relationships together, because the women were becoming very aggressive, and they were becoming very domineering and highly chauvinistic. This was all foretold in books and in academic writings as to how the culture was changing, and I couldn't do anything about it. I felt absolutely helpless, and as is the dynamic when you try to fight this stuff, right? It's communist, right? It's highly feminine in its nature, and it preys upon the agreeableness and the lack of assertion, and that's how the means of power is corrupted, and the chain of command is corrupted by vices and these extolling the virtues of whatever the fuck. I'm at my wit's end here, because obviously, after basically giving myself an aneurysm after being charged with criminal harassment by an ex-girlfriend and her friends, which I reached out for in a moment of need. I forgive them, and they were stupid in that moment, and a lot of them were acting out of jealousy, if not of stupidity, and being offended out and for stupid reasons, because they have to confront the fact that they were at once desirable, or more desirable than they are now, and they could have had me, frankly. Not including the male member within the people, those four people that laid this charge against me. Which again, I've put this out there on public record, and it's basically conspiracy. I don't have time to deal with this anymore. The only thing I have time for is to try and help reorganize society and rebuild. As a decentralized, distributed means of democracy. Because of the traditional structure within Canada is not working anymore. Excuse me. The information and the message is out there now, and it can't be refuted. It can't be altered or doctored. I'm putting this out there on like a third party server somewhere with Instagram or with YouTube in a foreign country. So you cannot refute it. You can't deny it. It's just there. There's nothing you can do about it. Sit on it and rotate. What can I say? I'm smarter than you in this aspect, but I'm not smarter than you in every capacity. You can't erase your history from the internet. It's, or your personhood. No matter what, someone else has a copy or a trace of your entire existence. This is the reality of the world that we live in. And if you didn't learn that lesson from Snowden or from Assange or from the Guardian or all of these, these whistleblowers and these information leaks that have happened over the years, then I can't help you. And frankly, you're too preoccupied with your own life, and you're too stupid to adapt. So you deserve what you get. That's my position now. I can only help so many people. I can only do so much as a single person, and I deserve more. I deserve better as a straight white man. I'm not the devil, right? Okay, I'm only the devil to the people that want to reorganize society in a much lesser fashion and a much more favorable structure to their own power base. Because this is the politics. They want to erase our identity. They want to erase us, and they want to do it through suicide and depression and through our vices. They want us to self-destruct and implode or blow up and go away, basically, right? And I'm not going to do that, right? I'm going to sit here in my fucking underwear. I'm going to continue painting. I'm going to sit here in defiance, right? And of devotion to my own heritage, and stand up for even my finger of native blood, okay? Because there's, as I said in other videos, I'm going to put this in bits and bytes as a, part of a political statement, because I don't, if I'm going to become a politician at some point, I'm not quite ready for public office. I need more experience in, say, like a union organization, for which is what I really want to work towards in representing aircraft mechanics as a union leader or representative, and so for collective bargaining, as to give us all a voice as a hedge and a counterbalance and a check and balance, rather, against individuals that want to concentrate power in the hands of the few by means of finances and coercion. All the stupid stuff. The worst behaviors of humanity. Right. I'm not saying I want my cake and I can eat it too, because I'm not looking to be rich. I'm just looking to be well off enough to have a decent life. Right. But I'm not going to do it at the price of other people, and I'd rather earn it. Right. I'll eat the burned cookie. I'm eating this right now. Okay. It's a little bit darker than the rest of them, but I don't care. Right. This is what the chef does. This is what the pastry chef does at the end. They eat the more burned ones. It's control and reminder of to remain humble and to continue paying attention to what's going on. I don't want to remove myself from the means of production. I don't want to get too high on my horse, so to speak, right? I don't want to become one of these leaders that doesn't know what's going on beneath him. So the way in which the union organization for mechanics would be constructed would be very much the same as a military unit or expeditionary unit. I don't want to get by the psychological principle, you cannot control or keep track of more than 30 people at a time. So that's the way that it's going to work for dissemination and delegation. I have a very good idea and understanding and also experience as to how to do this. And again, this is why the public out in Canada needs to give more respect to young people who are involved in cadets or youth organizations. The same way that we need to give more respect, say, in the States to people that are in ROTC or JROTC. And, as a tangent, I want to return cadets to being integrated with the school system. I want to integrate, firearms training back into the school system so that everybody understands and everybody, has the same training and nobody's afraid of guns anymore. We don't need gun control. We need mental health support. And that's the end of it, right? The degradation, the erosion of our core principles, and the replacement of religion with this rainbow propaganda, which is the replacement of religion out of rebellion, out of basically rebelling without a cause, to be soldiers of fortune for another country and another ideology, that which does not have permanence. because we as humanity have been, within a certain gender roles for, eons, and it works the best that we can. It works the best that it can for us being human, because humans will make errors, right? We will make errors, and so I want to work myself way up through politics. I want to start with the lower end, and then so that I'm not an absent-minded, spoiled rich kid with a Mercedes, yelling at a bunch of truckers, not knowing what it's like to leave everything I know behind. I don't want to be this image, this icon of religiosity, with ties to terrorism in my home country. I don't want to be part of some sort of brotherhood, basically, that has intentions of revenge and of anarchy and caliphate, destination. I don't want to participate in this Antifa style, anti-capitalist pursuit, right? I don't want to be part of this, Greenpeace, environmentalist, environmental terrorism, right? I am conservative in a lot of aspects, but I'm liberal in a lot of other ways. I just want to see a resemblance, a return rather, of the plumb bob back to a more balanced point with it that is relevant to our culture at this very moment in 2023. This being April 24th, because this is what needs to happen. We need to adapt to this post-internet epoch, and there's people of the older generations that don't want this to happen. They don't want it to happen, right? The UN doesn't want us to seize the power and seize the day back to the way that is the way that the new aristocracy. So all these nerds out there, that laid down the groundwork for this, this mycelium network of nodes, so our brains across the world, right? Or like Starlink, right? That's the whole point, is that so that everybody is connected. And everybody, like Sam Coles, right, made everybody equal with the gun. But now Stanford University or Boston Dynamics, right, makes everybody, even more equal, right, more equal opportunity, and so on and so forth. Because I want to forge a better future for all of us, and I'll try to do the best that I can, regardless of how many people think that I'm not doing a good job, because I don't give a fuck about your fucking opinions. You're stupid fucking idiots, okay? I've been observing humanity, as if many other people, for decades. So either you support me or you get the fuck out of my way. And that's the way it's going to be. That's enough for now. I think you get the message.